It is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, and this is the latest news update for Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. Today is going to be a little bit different, and the next few videos you may see a difference also. I have someone that's going to assist me with reading the news, and that is Camilla. So everybody, please welcome Camilla in the comment section. She's going to be helping me here and there. I also have a new video coming up within the next day or two, which is an interview on dating in Colombia and possibly an option for a dating app. That's right. I know I've been saying it for years, stay off the dating apps, but you're going to want to hear this interview and more to come as well. Things are always changing. Okay, but again, Camilla's going to read a few stories. I'm going to meet you on the other side. First up, in migration news.
Hello everyone, my name is Camila. On behalf of Rob, I have 6 quick stories for you today. Rob will meet us on the other side for comment. The U.S. will issue an additional 64,716 H-2B work visas for fiscal year 2025, bringing the total to 130,716. This move aims to address labor shortages in sectors like hospitality, tourism, and agriculture. Of these visas, 20,000 are reserved for citizens of Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Haiti, Colombia, Ecuador, and Costa Rica. The rest are for workers who have previously held H-2B visas. This initiative is designed to meet labor demands, stabilize prices, and strengthen worker protections while providing legal employment avenues for foreign nationals. Business leaders have welcomed the move, highlighting its benefits for small business and the overall economy.
In entertainment news,
the Carlos Viejo Ortiz Theater in Medellin celebrated its 40th anniversary on November 17 with a day full of cultural activities. The event featured rock concerts and the screening of the documentary Existir es Resistencia, which highlights the theater's history and significance. The celebration concluded with performances by 4 bands: Neuro, Los Malcavi, Post-Punk, AA, Rock, and Los Sub-Punk. The theater continues to be a vital cultural hub in Medellin, fostering new artistic voices, and the event can catch updates on social media and watch the documentary on local media soon.
Okay, so there you go. In air transportation news.
In air transportation news, Spirit Airlines has filed for Chapter E bankruptcy in the U.S. After its merger with JetBlue. The airline has faced financial struggles since 2020, with significant debt and a 93% drop in shares this year. Despite the bankruptcy, Spirit will continue operations while restructuring its debt, including converting $795 million into equity and securing $50 million in new financing. In Colombia, Spirit has already reduced flight frequencies and routes due to financial difficulties. As Spirit exits the Colombian market, other airlines may absorb the demand, but some routes, like those to Fort Lauderdale, could be lost. The future of Spirit flights in Colombia depends on the outcome of its restructuring efforts.
In US-Colombia relations.
In US-Colombia relations, Marco Rubio, the future U.S. Secretary of State, is a fierce critic of Colombia's President Gustavo Petro, whom he describes as Marxist leader. Rubio, known for his conservative views, has condemned Petro's policies and leadership, claiming his election victory benefited drug and human traffickers to leftist regimes in Latin America origin. Rubio's personal and political connections to Colombia are significant. Rubio's stance reflects his broader opposition to leftist regimes in Latin America. Married to Jenny Dubs, an American of Colombian origin. Rubio's personal and political connections to Colombia are significant. As he prepared to take office, his critical view of Petro may influence US-Colombia relations.
Next up, an alert for those in New York. The need for a real ID is coming up soon. Let's jump into it.
Starting May 7, 2025, New York residents will need a real ID or an approved form of identification to board domestic flights. The real ID, marked by a gold star, meets the federal security standards to prevent ID fraud. Without it, travelers must use another approved ID, like a passport or military ID. To get a real ID, visit a New York DV office with proof of identity, residency, and your social security card. This change aims to enhance security and reliability of IDs in the US. So prepare early to avoid travel disruptions.
Lastly, President Petro has a few words for sex tourists. He ain't a fan. Let's jump into that story right away.
President Petro speaks on sex tourism. An international forum of tourism, investment, and innovation in Cartagena, President Gustavo Petro announced strict measures to combat sex tourism on Colombia. He emphasized that Colombia is not a destination for sexual exploitation and will implement strong restrictions on foreigners seeking to abuse women and children. Ordered the Colombian National Police to target criminal organizations promoting sex tourism. He highlighted the importance of tourism for Colombia's economy and its role in moving away from fuels to promote a positive image of Colombia, attracting tourism for its natural and cultural beauty, and expects tourism to surpass oil in economic contributions.
Okay, so there you go, guys. Again, please give Camilla a quick thank you in the comments section, and a good job, a thumbs up. We're doing well. Things will be changing, and we're going to be learning. This is a process, so bear with us, but we need all the positive energy we can get. But I wanted to run over a couple of the stories, just a couple of the stories in air transportation. I know I just told you guys, 2 months ago, I'm a fan of Spirit. Well, hang on now. I'm a fan of Big Seat and Spirit. That's, if you're going to fly Spirit, that's the way to go. But I don't know how much time we got left, but I got a flight booked in 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, or just over 2 weeks to go to Vegas again for an event. I will be flying Spirit. But again, we don't know what's going to happen. My guess is they filed a Chapter 11 so that they can reorganize and don't have to pay everybody right off the bat. Who knows? They'll end up tying something together, and who knows? The new administration may help them, or somebody else will buy them. I mean, the opportunity of them joining forces with Frontier is not a plus for me. Frontier, you think Spirit? Well, some of you people think Spirit is tough. Frontier is rough. You see that in the videos on YouTube where they're fighting and the customers all snapping, because that's because they spent $39 for the flight and pissed they can't bring a bag on or water. Anyway, I digress. In US-Colombia relations, though, Rubio, I don't get, somebody help me out here. I just got a question on this one. Why is he like anti-Latin America? Why is he against those, just their existence pretty much? And remember, he's married to a Colombiana. That's right. Marco Rubio is married to a Colombiano, and he's against Colombia. He's against Cuba. He's been voting against Cuba all this time. I just don't get why U.S. representatives, and it's mostly those in Florida, in Miami, that are against Cubans. Let me tell you, from somebody who's been there, Cuba is suffering. And I just talked to an Uber a couple of weeks ago, Uber driver in Miami a couple of weeks ago, and she tells me, man, it is even worse than we think. The despair. Man, I can't imagine, first of all, not having power for a few days or just having power for 4 hours a day now. I mean, it's because of the government there, of course, and the blockade, of course. It's a combination. Can't blame it on just one thing. But why we don't support them, I guess, until some big corporation can come in and buy up that property, because obviously the property and the proximity to the U.S. is advantageous to any big businessman. So we'll see how that happens. But I don't get, somebody help me out. Why is Rubio against Central and South America? Why is he always on the opposite side of right, as far as I'm concerned anyway? The New York, for the New Yorkers, the need for the real ID, you should have a real ID already. I mean, let me look at my driver's license right quick. I just flew when I went to D.C. with my mom, and we pull up, and I knew right off the bat we need to have a real ID. I think if you got ID within the past 2 years or gotten it renewed, you should have one. And basically, I'm not going to show you my whole ID, but basically it's that in the corner right there. You need that diamond in the upper right-hand corner. Then it's a real ID. How that all ties in together, I don't know if they're tracking us. I mean, obviously, people, we've given up our privacy years ago. I know my phone's listening to me. And I'll tell you a perfect example how I know my phone's listening to me. Because I watched this test on YouTube. So I had some issues with my knee. I started talking about my knee. I'm like, I need to go check on my knees. And all of a sudden I open up Instagram, not 20 minutes later, and it's like knee doctors and chiropractors. And this has happened again and again. I've tested this. Your phone is like, what's that chick name? I'll say Alex with an A at the end, because I don't even want to say her name. Next thing you know, things all over my apartment may be popping up, and I don't even have it. But your phone's always listening to you. People believe that. And lastly, on Petro, obviously, he's not going to end prostitution. That's not going to happen. Obviously, he's not going to end prostitution. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's legal. It's written into the Constitution. There's a lot of people that depend on it. It's not going to end. People will still go down there for it, and people there obviously utilize that service as well. It's a business. If they're of age and it doesn't exploit anyone, I mean, I don't see the problem. It's legal. You made it legal. So if you don't want it that way, then, I mean, he can't just change the Constitution that I'm familiar with. So you let me know what you think. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think he's just talking. And obviously he can't reach down. And there's a lot of mayors that aren't on his same side. And Gutierrez is one, from what I can tell. They don't agree on a lot of things. So, and they definitely don't want the federal government or the country's government to reach down into local politics. So I don't see. I think it's just talk. I think it's just an article and a way for him to, I don't know. He can say, I said it. Simple as that. Anyway, but again, welcome Camilla to the show, to the channel. Thank you guys for your support. We need all the positivity possible. So you're up to date with the latest news out of Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to travel, but travel safe. Okay, hold on, guys. Right quick. If you need to have things shipped to Colombia, shipped to someone else, or shipped to yourself to Colombia from the United States, make sure you reach out to CaribbeanShipper.com. CaribbeanShipper.com. The contact information is coming next. Join me on social media. I am dcbornrob official on Instagram. I am dcbornrob official 1 on TikTok. I am dcbornrob O on Twitter. Don't be like this guy right here.
You're just so stupid. I had to send you a video to let you know that you're so stupid.
That's right. Don't be like this guy right here. Join me on social media. Headed to Medellin, Colombia? See my guy Andres with Nomad Travel for safe airport pickups and drop-offs and tours. Contact information in the description below. If you're in Medellin and you need dental work done, from a basic cleaning to major reconstructive surgery, come see my guy, Dr. Carlos Maury. Contact information in the description below.
Thanks for hitting like. You did the right thing by hitting like. Thanks for hitting like. Thanks for hitting like. DC Born Rob.